Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Meister Tarot. Thank you for joining me today. I had wondered when I woke up this morning what I was going to read on this morning, and the Meister has given me a whole list of things. If you hear some chomping sounds in the background, that is the dogs having their weekly chew treat. So it is Friday, but we call it Tuesday because it's they get the braided bull tendons for their teeth rather than bones because they're getting a little bit older. Okay, lot to cover, and I will probably do it over today and Monday. What I might put off till Monday is will Jenny, Clarence Thomas's wife, testify? She said several weeks ago yes she would, and then apparently she has now told the committee through a lawyer that no, she's not, so I'll have a look at that on Monday. On Monday I'll want to have a look at Lauren Bobert won her primary for Colorado. This is assuming nothing else crops up between now and Monday. Lauren Bobert won the Republican primary in Colorado. She's against Jenna Griswold. So I'll have a look to see how that competition plays off, that election, that voting back and forth plays out. So what I want to have a look at today is I'll have a look at Ghislane Maxwell because she is in the here and now. She's been given 20 years by the courts. Quite a few say it's not long enough. There are a lot of charges that she didn't get convicted on. However, at her age, it means, assuming she survives, she will be nearly 80 before she's released from jail. I have read several times on Ghislane, and I have seen her flipping, as in dobbing, as in giving information, and I think from what I've seen previously, life imprisonment just gets too much for her. So I'll have another look at her to see whether she'll actually, because they are going to appeal, to see whether she brings forward some sort of negotiation. Understanding that when at the stage when one reads the cards, it is purely the energies at that time, and I must admit the last few weeks I've felt like I've been stuck inside a pinball machine. It's been absolutely crazy. So I'll have a look at Ghislane. I will have a look at will the Secret Service agent that was in the car be brought forward to testify. And then I want to just do an intuitive reading, and those that know my intuitive readings, they are a fairly lengthy story using my self-made intuitive cards. And I also want to have a look at the latest polio, it's not an outbreak. In London they have found in their sewer system, and for those that don't know, most Western countries test their sewer systems regularly. They just take samples and look for particular viruses. It was how in Australia we managed to keep a lot of our COVID virus under control, because then if it was detected in a certain area, the authorities could say we have detected COVID in this rural area, just be alert but not alarmed. But they often do testing for these sorts of other severe viruses as well, such as polio, and it has been found in the London sewer system because polio hasn't really been severe for going on 50, 70 years, since the middle of last century. I'm vaccinated, my kids are all vaccinated against polio. Because it hasn't been severe, it's been forgotten. So I'll have a look to see how that's going to pan out. Highly contagious, quite devastating virus. I know some people in the next generation up from me who had actually had polio, and it was quite traumatic what they ended up with for the rest of their lives in regards of disabilities. Okay, so where do I start? Ghislane Maxwell. flew out straight away. The immature, okay. I was going to say immature bickering behind the scenes, which is card normally infighting, partisan squabbling, etc. But I suddenly got the shaft that this is about information that she has to bring forward, and there's a lot of confusion, contention, indecision, mental illness, infighting going on in regards to what information she's still struggling. Okay, thank you. She's struggling with what steps to take in regards to what messages she needs to bring forward. She's fearful for her life. Oh, there's a lot of money around this. So there's a lot of money around this, and she's feeling herself that she's been cast out in the cold, that she's taken the hit, that she has been, and this is what I've read before on her. This is also about moral corruption, not necessarily her, but the moneyed ones. It's all about, there's a lot of money swirling around in regards to what went on with Ghislane, or a lot of moneyed people up the hierarchy. A lot of money people up the hierarchy. And here's your King of Wands as well. So she's feeling like she's just being tossed out with the garbage. Okay, we'll keep going on this. Will Ghislane Maxwell, Ghislane, sorry, I shall try and get my pronunciation right. Will Ghislane Maxwell try and negotiate a better prison sentence by, because this flew out again, this card. I think this is going to be her signifier card. It's all well and good, yes, Jeffrey Epstein, absolute. Ghislane Maxwell, yes, in the same boat. However, they weren't the only ones. They weren't the only ones that were grooming. They weren't the only abusers. Will Ghislane Maxwell name names? Will Ghislane Maxwell name names? Will Ghislane Maxwell name names? Come on, Meister, give me the cards. Oh. Will Ghislane Maxwell, thank you, name names. Let's have a look. Right, so I've got this as the signifier card. This is where she is at the moment. She's just been cast out, is how she feels, cast out in the cold. The burden is hers alone at this stage. Oh, okay, I didn't exactly expect that one. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean death. It means something coming to a very significant end and a new start, ending of a cycle and starting of a new cycle, which a lot of the cards do mean, but also authentic reform. But it can, okay, thank you, Master. This is what she fears. She fears she's been cast out, penniless. There were a massive cast of characters involved in this, and they've all fled for the hills, and this is what she fears. I think from a previous reading, I've had this one before. Base of the reading. She is... Hanging Man has, again, like most cards, have many readings. Things paused, things seen from a different point of view, things stopped, but it also means sacrificial lamb. So I'm wondering whether by those moneyed, she is being thrown to the wolves. She is the sacrifice. I'm not getting anything else from Meister in regards to this. So I am wondering, and the coin, because the coin is all falling out. She is hanging tentatively by these chains. These are also the chains that are used in the devil card. Chained to the devil. They're also the chains used in the moon card. So we'll see where it leads as well. They also lead off stage. She knows a lot. In the past, King of Swords, this is the court case. This is bringing to justice. This is investigating, crowning the reading the world. So we've got a through line of 3 major arcana across this out in the cold and despair card. The world is a culmination and ending of the ultimate cycle. Okay, she has the power, but immediate future, yeah, this is her in the gilded cage. An independent woman of quite significant financial means, leading a life of luxury, but also trapped within this gilded cage, confined by this lifestyle and money. Externally, things are moving forward really very quickly. So again, another major arcana. This is a take note reading. It's telling you there is information going to come forward really quickly. And this somewhat looks like the posture of Ghislane sitting on this chariot. Internally, yeah, there's a harsh truth going to come forward. She is at the moment, because of this betrayal, because of this fear of death, because of this, her life is on hold forever by the looks of it, but also she feels like she's being the sacrificial lamb. Internally, she is very possibly gearing herself up to bring forward this truth. Hopes and fears, temperance. This is about the negotiation, the rebalancing, the water and fire energies, the emotional and the passionate. She's hoping to, this is her hope, is to actually make a deal, a negotiation. The outcome, okay, so we've got the 2 of Pentacles, which is very much about difficult decisions to be made, about which ship to bring into port, but also the money is showing up here again. The outcome is who, and this is whenever I read about certain characters, this card or the devil card and its various incantations comes forward. She is trying to make there is this decision as to who, with this devil energy. I'm just feeling really quite ill with that devil energy, sorry. It's all about money, the giving and receiving of money, but the doling out of money. There's a really powerful, moneyed up force in regards to this, and it's not Ghislane. It's not Ghislane. She's pleading. It's almost like she's combining with this card. She's got her hand out for a pittance, and this figure here is deciding who gets what and doling out. It's also got the scales of justice. I might get a clarifier on that. I wonder whether it's somebody within the justice system. I'm not sure, but there is this powerful money figure that she is going to toss under the toss under the bus, for want of a better saying. Three of Swords, there is going to be some truth that's going to cause quite severe heartbreak, disappointment, loss, betrayal, feeling of betrayal, reaping what you sow. King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. It goes back to the past, and it will be a Tower moment, which is just a significant bombshell of a moment, really. But I want to have a look to see who this person is. Okay, this is a bit more detailed than I thought it was going to be. Thank you, Meister. I want to have a look who this person is. Who is this person? Who is this person, this outcome? What hidden agenda? Information that may never be revealed. Who is this person? Secrets. Who is this person? Who is this person? That is the outcome for Ghislane. Tower moment for them. Two major arcana. Who is this person? Is she going to? Who is this powerful person? It's not going to tell me a name, obviously, and I wouldn't have a clue in the cast of characters that are involved, but who is what? Tell me about this person. And the Hierophant. It is someone really high, and that's what she fears. It's someone really high up in the legal system. Not government. I'm not getting government with that. I'm getting this legal system. And that's what she's fearful of. And we will probably never find the entire truth, but it will be an absolute bombshell moment for this person. Okay. We shall watch that with interest. I say that about so many readings, but there is something really there. Wow, okay. Next, I want to have a look to see whether the Secret Service office agent that was in the car with Trump. Now, there's a lot of course, Trump's gone on to his social media website. He's denied that he threw the food. He's denied that he tried to grab the steering wheel or made some movement such as that. He denies that he ever complained about the crowd size, and he claims that he never said Pence deserved it. Now, interesting denials that he's got going there. The first three are literally about trying to deny that he was a petulant toddler having a temper tantrum, etc. And the last one, okay, he may not have, quote, said that Pence deserved it, but we all saw the video of him riling the crowd up against Pence. So, you know, he hasn't put out any denial about the real significant things that came forward in Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony about the inciting of the violence, the actions of Trump and those involved with him. I think he also said, he never made room for those bearing arms, but that doesn't mean to say he didn't try and have those arms taken off. Yes, he may not have physically declared to make room for them, but that does not take away from what was actually said. It's all very roundabout. Oh, what flipped over there was, the Chariot again. Oh, and popped out as the lies, deceit. The big lie, basically, the truth about the big lie. information coming forward very quickly. So it's all a bit... But what I want to have a look at is basically, will the Secret Service agent... So apparently the two Secret Service agents in the car have already spoken to the January 6th committee, apparently twice. Now, the January 6th committee, going on what they've done already, they wouldn't allow or bring forward any testimony that they hadn't had corroborated. So I do wonder whether they've had Cassidy Hutchinson testify partially for her own protection, because she's received death threats, to get her information out there so that she can then be put in protection. But also it's given Trump some rope to hang himself with if he's in denial about it, and then the Secret Service agent comes forward and says, well, actually, so, great anxiety. Trump's really... So, remember I said the other day that he's just swinging from smugness about what he got away with to huge anxiety about what's coming out to complete delusion about what is actually recorded. At the moment, that's why he's done this on Truth Social. He's just putting out his scattergun of denials, trying to deflect. He's really anxious about this information coming out. And, okay, thank you, Master. And the reason why he's really anxious about it is because it makes him look pathetic. And as I said the other day, there was nothing that I found particularly surprising that came out of Cassidy's testimony, because we all knew he was corrupt, indifferent, liar, tantrums, as I said, petulant, arrogant. There was nothing that came out that I personally was surprised about. But anyhow, back to the question: will the Secret Service agent, will he testify on the January 6th hearing? Will the Secret Service agent in the car testify on television on a hearing? Will the Secret Service agent testify on a hearing? Okay, here we go. I am taking that as a yes, because it's a 6, which means it's a even number, which is a yes card. But the truth will move forward in this. The truth will be moving out of troubled waters into calmer waters, but it will be the truth that brings this forward. We have the investigator here trying to find a path through, so it's still part of the ongoing investigation. And if I remember rightly, the other day when I was drawing on my quick 15 minutes on Trump, with the phone call for Putin on Air Force One, it came up with the King of Swords glaring down the camera. Well, that's about it's under close scrutiny. This is more of a gentle energy rather than the piercing glare. This is about finding a path forward beyond the obstacles. So there may be something that's preventing the Secret Service agent from testifying. I know he's come out in denial in regards to it at this stage, because they cannot say anything adverse about the president, who they are protecting. It's not so much that they deny, they're just not allowed to say anything. Four of Wands, very much. See, there's no celebration in this particular card. It is about, okay, thank you. He's actually feeling protective of his family. he's seen what happens to others who come out and testify, including what was her name? Lady and Shayna, the two from Georgia, who had been asked to sign fake elector documents and refused to do so, or something. I read on it the other day. Sorry, I've got a memory like a sieve. He's actually worried about his family, protecting his family if he comes out publicly in regards to this. And it is really quite emotional, what's going on at the moment. But it's also about practicality in regards to Homeland Security. Practicality, and then we have death. So what I'm getting is I don't know at the moment. Okay, I'll put it quite bluntly. I don't know at the moment. The January 6th committee have the information and they want the truth to come out so that everything can move forward smoothly. But the actual agent himself, there is an obstacle to him testifying publicly, and it is concern for his family. And death, this is about authentic reform. Okay, thank you, Meister. I'll get to it in a sec. Authentic reform within the Homeland Security system. Okay, and we've got new starts. Okay, another thing he is worried about is there are still, which Meister just dumped on me, is that there are still Trump supporters within the Secret Service, within the FBI, within the CIA, the DOJ, you name it, within all these systems, there are still Trump supporters. And that is partially what he's concerned about. But it will be a new era in regards to this domestic security, as there is authentic reform made, and he will be part of that. He will be part. Oh, okay. And then I just turned over and we've got this on the base. The Sun, the Queen of Cups, who is the calm, diplomatic, compassionate queen, but she also has an extremely important message in that cup. So we've got a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of feminine energy in this, but he's still conflicted within himself about bringing that message forward. He's still conflicted within himself because he knows the risks, which is really quite sad. Okay, polio. I wanted to have a quick look at polio. I might use my little cards for this because I didn't bring my light seers deck. Tell me about, I've left it over in the office that doesn't have good light for reading, which is why I read on the card table. The light is behind me in my office, so doesn't work. Okay, tell me about, quickly, the polio. Polio detected in London. The polio detected in London. Tell me, is it anything to be concerned about? Tell me, is it anything to be concerned about? There will be some messaging coming forward in regards to this. Or emotional messaging. On an international scale, there will be a plan in regards to this on an international scale. They're formulating a plan as we speak, looking overseas. Tell me about this polio outbreak. There will be choices to be made. If you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. I think it's you actually take it orally and it's just a couple of drops. Having seen people of the generation before me, because polio was really the generation before me, who most people knew someone who died. I know several people who have had polio when they were children, and they're now in their late 70s, 80s, withered limbs, massive lung problems for most of their life. There is choices to be made, so please choose to vaccinate. And there is this message that's going to come forward very swiftly. It's not telling me that the polio itself is going to have an outbreak out. Highly infectious. Oh gosh, it's just if you Google polio in the 1950s and have a look at some of the images, just horrific. But just, yeah, there's messaging that's going to come forward. There's so we had the Night of Cups, so it's about calm, cool, collected messaging on an emotional level, but this is also very swift, impulsive, inspiring messaging. So there is because they don't know where it's come from. Polio's been pretty much eradicated worldwide, except for a very small conflict area in Africa, where there's not a lot of movement in and out of the area. So they're frantically trying to track where it's come from. Tell me about this polio. It's something we need to be worried about. And then we have another night coming forward, the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow, steady, diligent messaging in regards to health. So at this stage, nothing to be overly concerned about. There will be a lot of messaging come forward about this. Don't be alarmed, just be alert. Get your vaccination if you haven't already done so. If you are a bit poo-poo about polio or uncertain about polio, then please Google it and have a look at the images from 50, 70 years ago, 60, 70 years ago, and educate yourself on it. Don't just believe what you are told, even by me. Don't just believe what you are told. Educate yourself on it, and then make a valued decision. Make an informed decision. Okay, moving on from that, I'm going to use my intuitive cards. It's a huge deck. I haven't counted how many cards. They get added to all the time. So tell me about... I'm going to use this intuitive deck just to see where the January 6th Commission is going. What's coming up, where it's going, where it's heading, what do we need to know, because I love these two cards. The cup is full, and we've got this unity. Okay, there is so much information still to come that we have really only seen the tip of the iceberg. So tell me, please, Master, tell me, January 6th, intuition cards, tell me the story about where we're heading, tell me about all the cast of thousands, tell me where we're headed with this, Master, please, tell me where we're headed. Tell me where we're headed. I had some cards fly out, so I'll put those out first. What I have read on in the past, someone made a comment on it yesterday, will Trump's presidency be declared illegitimate, ergo it'll just be wiped, the slate will be wiped in regards to it? No, I haven't seen that happening, because there was so much that was done over the 4 years that he was president, including however many presidential decrees or whatever he signed that he said he would never do. It is just too difficult to turn all of that back. It is actually, the decision has been made behind the scenes. This is what I'm getting, or I have gotten in past readings, that it is better to reverse the decisions or put in new legislation that overturns what Trump did, in example, in regards to the environment and fossils and water and native rights, etc., etc. It's better to actually put new legislation in that is more robust and powerful and strong to combat what he did, than actually just go back to what was. Does that make sense? Please let me know if it doesn't, and I'll try and explain it better. Okay, the first three cards that dropped out, let's have a look at those and see where they lead us. First three cards that dropped out: love and magic, no. Okay, no idea where this is leading. Loss of money, the future, health, fast. Let's see where this goes. Often I have to put all the cards out before I can actually see the whole story. Home security, light bulb moment, lots of noise, incredibly busy behind the scenes, empty glass, time, and unhappy, sadness. Okay, Meister, help me with these. Things are going to be demolished so that there can be transformation with messaging that we don't necessarily want to hear in regards to money, which will improve the trust and the leap of faith. Okay, interesting. I love it how we've got the rainbow at the end there. We might even do another row. We'll see how we go. Okay, Master, help me with this one. What are we reading here? The love of magic. There's no magic in it. It's not magic. It's not smoke and mirrors, is what I'm getting here. We're loving what's happening, but it is actually hard work and diligence. It's not just happening. It's not magic. The poverty of the future health of the country. Okay, the country is at the moment the future at the moment is looking morally poverty stricken, if that makes sense at the moment. Thank you, Meister. But this fate and destiny in regards to the future of the health of the country, the fate and destiny and karma is going to come forward very quickly. It's basically very much a reap what you sow. Don't fall for the illusion of the magic. Okay, thank you, Meister. He's very good at putting it in there. He's saying don't fall for the illusion of the magic or fall in love with the illusion of the magic of what's going on. The country at the moment is in a dire situation, and the future health of it will move very quickly as we come towards the destiny. And okay, right. On the home front. Okay, domestic security. Thank you, Meister. The domestic security is having this light bulb shone upon us. There's a lot of information coming forward, a lot of noise coming forward. They are working so hard behind the scenes to fill this empty cup over time. I'm feeling like that one needs to go there. Thank you, Meister. Which means we'll move these along a little bit. Means I'll be popping a few more cards on the end when I get to it. No idea what's on them. Okay. So there's so much information coming forward. They are absolutely flat out behind the scenes, filling this empty cup. Time will lead to sadness and the breaking down of existing structures. There will be disappointment and there will be breaking down of existing structures. However, on the positive, it's bringing forward this transformation. Now this card here, this jester hat card, if you don't know your history, jesters in medieval times were, the court jesters were the ones that they were considered the court fool. But what they did is they had a very important role where they could bring forward a message to the king that the king didn't necessarily want to hear. And he was the only one that really could tell the truth to the king. Because anybody else who tried to tell the truth, you got very much the shoot the messenger type situation. So there is this transformation about this message that is coming forward. Now, I'm not saying it's a foolish message or anything like that. It is an uncomfortable message that is coming forward in regards to the money. So trust the forward movement of this January 6th Commission. Take a leap of faith that it will lead to the downward movement of these who basically want to stop the country and take it back to the past. Okay, there will be division in peace. Technology and women. Okay, I'm seeing this as the Roe versus Wade thing having quite a significant action in regards to this. It is women that are in poverty that are going to make a difference. And intelligent women. Women who are intelligent and women that are in poverty are going to make this unified difference. Okay? Oh. And this is a new card. Restriction of some is the key. Okay. Communications, the majority. So getting the message out to the majority is going to be hard work. Bullseye, yes, got that right. There will be alien influence. This is my greed, avarice. This is equal to my devil card. Conflict overseas. I'm going to keep going on this. Oh, will be reduced. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I lift that up slightly. Will become insignificant. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Meister. So through communication to the masses, which is going to be hard work to get everybody on this same target, but it is going to mean that the overseas alien toxic influence that is causing conflict will be significantly reduced. And ta-da, light bulb. Not light bulb, strike moment. So yeah, it's telling me I'm spot on. So it's a little bit convoluted. This is about what the January 6th Commission is going to be bringing out, but don't fall for this illusion. Don't just believe there's going to be magic. It's not going to be magic. It's actually going to be hard graft as some slip away. Okay, thank you, Meister. Some slip away. But the future health of the country, the future destiny of the country will be brought forward fairly quickly by this. There will be a highlight in regards to domestic security, and there will be a lot of information coming forward that's going to keep them extremely busy as they fill this cup over time. There is going to be a lot of unhappiness as they break down the status quo. Okay, thank you, Meister. As they break down this status quo. I haven't got anything about rebuilding, which is quite interesting. There will be transformative messages, and they will be uncomfortable messages coming through. They will be truths that that the people don't necessarily want to hear, or a segment of the people. Okay, the autocratic segment don't want to hear, but those messages will be transformative in regards to the money. Trust what the committee are doing. Trust as they move forward. Take that leap of faith, which will lead to the downward movement of those that are trying to stop forward progression. Okay. There will be some division of the peace. It's not going to be comfortable, I'm sorry. But the big difference is going to come from the poor and the women and the intelligent women. This is... So, okay, yeah, I'm getting it. I'm sorry. I've got on order a little... Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot put me onto them. There's a shortage of them, obviously, worldwide, because I've got it on back order through Amazon. Is a little cat ball that, when touched, will light up and sparkle with multicoloured. I'm going to put it on the shelf behind me when it arrives, so that I'm not touching it at all. For those moments when Meister decides, I'm hoping it may not work. He may not decide to touch the ball. I'm hoping he will when he decides to give me these downloads. But what he's telling me right now, it is the women, the intelligent women, the poor women that are really going to make a significant difference, and the significant difference is going to be start in the midterms. It's not going to end there, it's going to start there, and they're all going to come together. Now, I don't know if those in the US have noticed, but worldwide we are holding solidarity protests in Sisterhood for the Women of America. I think there are 4 countries in the world that have regressive anti-abortion laws. Poland, Venezuela, the US, certain states, and there is another South American country that I can't think of what it is. There are only 4 in the entire Western world that, or considered modern world, that have these regressive laws. Worldwide, our sisters are standing together for you and putting out that positive energy. Sorry, this reading's going on a little bit long here, but we are unified with you. There's not a lot we can do for the other side of the world, but it is this unity of women, both intelligent and poor, that will make this difference. Now, convictions are the key. If I had more time, I'd look a bit further into that, but actual convictions will be the key. Getting the messages out to the masses is going to be hard work, but it's what's required. It is spot on what's required, and it is going to lead to this influence, this toxic influence of those overseas causing conflict. So those overseas causing conflict within the US to become insignificant. Crack-a-lightning. Right, so I hope that all made sense. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed that little ending to that, well, that long ending to that reading. I know they get a little bit long, the stories, because it can take a while for me to work out what Meister's actually trying to tell you. But I do find the stories from the intuitive cards really quite revealing. Okay, so I shall be back Sunday with a message from Meister in the Meister's Guidance, and then on Monday for a bit of a wrap-up of, unless something happens between now and Monday, for a bit of a wrap-up of what I've mentioned there earlier. Okay, thank you for joining me. Take care. Love you all. Nearly at 300 subscribers. If you've made it this far, I'll just mention I am tossing up the idea that if I get to 300, I will put you in a draw to, let me know if you're interested, and I'll put you in a draw to do a private reading. I do it via email back and forth, not actually face-to-face. You pose me the question with maybe a little bit of background if you want, and we'll back and forth some readings for you. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. I will mention it a couple of times earlier in some readings in case you haven't made it this far. So thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care. Look after yourselves. And I shall catch you later. Bye-bye.